Backlogs hit differently when you're in your 30s. Remember when you could just spend an entire weekend finishing a new game without a care in the world? Now, between work, responsibilities, and just trying to stay up past 10 p.m., that same backlog feels impossible to get past. And I've been there too. Excited to hop into a new game, but the moment I stare at my Steam library, instant analysis paralysis. That's why in my last video, I shared 5 tips that help me bring down the backlog. And in today's video, I've got 3 more that'll hopefully make gaming feel fun again, instead of overwhelming. Tip number 1, make gaming a goal each month. Now, sometimes it could be pretty overwhelming looking at the list of games you want to complete. And as a result, you might end up getting frustrated and not know what to play. And that results in your evenings or weekends wasted. That's why I think it's a good idea to set a goal each month to play the games. And this is how I went about doing it. I pretty much just took a whiteboard that was just kind of lying around in my house and wrote down all the goals I wanted to achieve in the month. One of those goals was video games. I made it a goal to at least finish one game. Having that goal in my face really made it easier for me to make time to do them. And the idea actually came from a question I asked my friends a couple of years back. The question was, how much time do you dedicate to gaming each week? And once I got all their answers, I then asked, how did they find the time? And one of my friends chimed in and said, they make an active effort to try and game since adult schedules tend to get in the way of personal time. So they had to make sure to treat themselves and make it consistent. So if I wanted to play that month, I made sure to make that a priority. That's why having a gaming goal on a whiteboard, or if you don't want it on a whiteboard, maybe in your notes, worked for me. Because it reminded me that I needed to make time for myself. Because at the end of the day, gaming is a hobby I really enjoy and love. Now, obviously, even though I played one game a month, that doesn't mean you have to do the same thing as well. If you can play more games in the month, then do that. But I feel like personally, starting small is less anxiety inducing. And honestly, it makes the gaming experience that much more enjoyable. So give it a shot. Tip number 2, the 2 to 4 hour rule. Now, whenever I start a new anime or TV show, I'm not sure if it'll be worth my time. So I sometimes give it the 4 episode rule. If the show isn't interesting to me by at least the 4th episode, I'm out. I can drop it. So I decided to apply this idea to gaming. I knew that at least the first hour to a video game is dedicated to tutorials, or at least kind of building up the story to begin. And by at least the 4-hour mark, you're already jumped right in and you're into the game. So I figured, if by the 4-hour mark, if I really like the game, I continue it. But if I don't, I could just put it down or never play it again. However, just because the game didn't pass the rule, that doesn't mean it wasn't worth my time. Sometimes it just doesn't feel like something I should play at the moment. A good example of this is Code Vein. And I remember buying this game on sale, and even though I wasn't a big Souls-like fan, the anime aesthetic really drew me in, so I decided, let me give it a shot. However, after playing it for about an hour or 2, it really didn't hook me, so I just put it down for a couple of years. Yeah, a couple of years. But then one day, someone mentioned the game again and how much they really enjoyed it, and it piqued my interest again. So I decided, why the heck not? Let's just jump back in and see how it goes. And after at least maybe 25 hours or so, I ended up really enjoying the game and having a good time. So don't feel too guilty about buying that game and not playing it right away. Maybe it just isn't the right time to play it. Give it time to maybe marinate, or maybe even letting all the hype die down will probably make that game that much more fun. Tip number 3, have a rotation of games to play. Now, unlike in tip 1 where I play one game at a time, maybe you're the type of player that can't just play one game at a time and have the mental capacity to play multiple games. If that's the case, maybe having a rotation of games to play is good for you. Now, the way to effectively make this work is to make sure each game is different in genre and gameplay, because playing the same type of game over and over again will honestly burn you out. Heck, check out my video on burnout. Now, if I were to do this, I probably have a rotation where it's like I have an RPG that's my main game, followed by a short platformer for my second game, and my third game, maybe a live service game, maybe like FF14 or something that I play with friends, or maybe I have a game of my own I could play on my own from time to time, maybe like Monster Hunter Wilds. No, I'm not a big fan of this idea, mainly because it could be overwhelming for some people. You might find yourself not even playing your second game in the rotation and just sucked into the main title and be like, damn, I didn't even finish the second. But to that, I just say don't feel bad. The point of games is to have fun, and clearly if the current game you're playing has you hooked, it must be a good time. So remember, don't fear the backlog. As much as you might want to bring it down, the backlog will always be there. And honestly, that's okay. It's proof that you've got plenty of great games waiting for you whenever your life gives you time to breathe. Honestly, with how expensive new games have been these days, it's kind of a blessing. And if gaming ever starts feeling like a chore, step back, enjoy another hobby, and come back when you're ready. Your backlog isn't going anywhere, and that's the beauty of it. Now, if you found these tips pretty helpful, check out my last video where I share 5 more ways to manage your backlog. And hey, drop a comment with the game that's been sitting in your backlog the longest. I'd love to hear what you've been putting off. Have a good day, guys. Peace.